Coming at you, as always, from an undisclosed tropical location. Try to guess where I'm at. If you can guess where I'm at precisely, you got a $100 credit coming to you on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever it is. Drop a comment and see if you can guess precisely where I'm at. Today, man, I'm gonna get into a little story about the time I almost got arrested when my son was born. And that sucked, man. This is going into like how many shitty medical professionals and how many shitty medical facilities you might encounter on your dad journey or in your prenatal journey. Boy, man, when we found out we were pregnant, I told baby mom, I said, look, man, we got top-notch insurance. Where we're at, insurance is cheap. You know what I mean? It's not a place where you want to get a fucking triple bypass done, but for a little routine primary care, it's great. It's cheap. You can go as many goddamn appointments as you want. And there are some talented medical professionals, but there's a lot of jackass medical professionals too. So I told, when we got pregnant, I said, doesn't matter how many, I don't care if we go through 24 gynecologists, I don't care if we exhaust the coverage and we have to pay more, but this is fucking important. It's my first baby. We're gonna go to as many, until you find a gynecologist that you feel you're comfortable with, we're gonna go to as many as you want. And we went to one where there's fucking 24 people in line, and it's by order of arrival. They don't give you an appointment. Your appointment is at 9, but everyone else's appointment is at 9 too. So I'm like, fuck this, man. And so we finally found someone we liked. It's at a hospital that's like reasonably, centrally located. Seemed like it's a good option, and she liked the gynecologist, and so that's the person treating us, man, the whole time. That's the person treating us, getting their tests done, all that stuff during the whole pregnancy, getting the blood test, blood work done, this and that. She had like, not a heart murmur, but she had some kind of little weird heart shit that wasn't a big deal, that she got checked out during the whole pregnancy and all that. And so then the pregnancy, the date comes along, and where we're at, and I guess worldwide, I think basically C-sections are on the rise, and I think where we're at is one of the top in the world of C-sections, something like, I don't want to say the percentage, man, but it's one of the higher percentages in the world of babies who are born via C-section. And the reason behind that is because obviously doctors would much prefer to first you get that check. You know what I mean? A C-section, that I guess is much more expensive because it involves incisions, and so therefore it's a surgery, not a delivery. So they get that check, and they can also schedule it. They can say, September 19th, 7 o'clock, baby's coming out. Instead of, them having to manipulate their schedule and work around, whenever your baby might decide to come out. So we're getting the fucking diagnosis that it's gonna be a C-section. They also said the baby was real big. They can measure the baby when it's inside. They said the baby is real big, so it's gotta be a C-section. So everything during the whole pregnancy, man, I'm leaving it up to the mom, man. If you're a good dad, you need to be a good dad during the pregnancy too, and leave it up to the mom. Do your research and all that stuff. But goddamn it, we're designed, there's a reason we're not pregnant and they are. They have these instincts, man, so trust them, follow them, you know what I mean? And so that's what I did. And luckily she's somebody who actually studied physical therapy, and so she understands somewhat about anatomy and medicine and all that. So she's well read on all this stuff. But man, so we get this, so like 3 weeks, I think we had already scheduled the C-section, or it was the appointment to schedule the C-section. This gynecologist, who was our warm person that we embraced after going out in the fucking wild jungle of jackass gynecologists, drops this bomb on us, man, and says, I can't be in the room. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Like, obviously, goddamn, I want to be there for my sake, for the baby's sake, for the mama's sake. I want to be there when it happens. What the fuck are you talking about? I can't be there. And she says, there's construction going on in the, maternity ward or whatever, and there's not enough space for you. I I'm like, really, dude? Like, what the fuck? And this is pre-situation, okay? So there's no, social distancing and all that. This is pre-situation. So we're stuck, man. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And where we live, in the undisclosed tropical country where we live, people tend to bullshit a lot, man. They won't just come out and say what they want to say. They'll give you some bullshit. So we knew there was some bullshit behind it. You know what I mean? And they also will just be like, take it or leave it. They're never gonna be like, you know what, my bad, I'm really sorry, but she was just like, it is what it is. It's up to us, basically, to go. If we want to go somewhere else, we want to go give birth somewhere else, having not had this relationship with that gynecologist, we're welcome to do that, obviously. But we're like, damn, man, what the fuck? And she was just stuck, like, just kind of pissed, dude, and scared. Like, reasonably, she's expecting the whole time, she's expecting me to be there. I'm expecting to be there. And it's fucking bullshit, man. So we talked about it later and said we're just kind of stuck. It is what it is. And my mom came to visit for the birth, and we scheduled it, and it was, whatever day at 7 a.m. I remember the date, obviously. I don't remember what day of the week it was. And so we go, and we got great insurance, so we get a suite in the hospital. There's a goddamn fold-out couch. There's two full bathrooms. You know what I mean? 3 meals a day for both of us. Oh man, shitty food obviously, but we're living like kings in there. And so we schedule the thing, and they take her in at 7 in the fucking morning. And me and my mom are just out in the hall, and I'm like thinking this is gonna take forever. Like, I don't know, I've never done this shit before, right? And bro, that's another advice, man. If you that shit is scary. It's not scary, it's natural, it's instinctual, but you just don't know what to expect, man. And it is just any motherfucking breathing soul who has gone through a birth, to have them with you during the birth of your child is, trust me, you want that. Whether it be your cousin, your sister, your best friend, your mom, dad, whoever, but have somebody the fuck with you when the baby's born. And so she, my mom's sitting with me in the hospital, in the hallway, and they take her in and all that and stuff, and I'm expecting it to be a couple hours, I don't know, for whatever reason. And dude, they come out right away, like 15 minutes or something, and she said they fucking came out and they said, Mr. Senor Rhodes, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, come with me, and she follows me. She makes me follow her into like basically another fucking hallway, and tells me to wait. And I'm like, could you give me some info? Like, is he born? She says, yeah. Like, really? That's all? Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just sitting there again like a jackass, and I think my mom hadn't followed me. And so I think I ran out and like got her and said, come in here. To have her wait with me in the second hallway or whatever. And then a couple minutes pass, and out comes somebody with this damn incubator, and they're wheeling it around like a hotel room service cart, wheeling them around, bro. And that was, man, I was like, when you get scared with your kid, dude, like, it's not like a movie where you're like, you don't get scared like that. You get scared where you just, adrenaline kicks in and your dad instincts kick in, and they kick in during pregnancy and at that moment, man, because I look at him and he's like purple, dude. He's screaming and he's like purple, and I'm like, that's not a natural fucking color. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Oh, his feet, not his whole body, his feet were fucking purple. And I know what that means. He's cold, and he's in this fucking incubator naked. And I'm like, okay, open that shit up. You know what I mean? Because I remember, shout out to my soccer team, man. My bro Randy from soccer, just a few weeks before that, had said when he's born, make sure you take your shirt off and have skin-to-skin contact as soon as possible. And Randy's not a motherfucking doctor, he's not a gynecologist or nothing, man, but he has had a couple kids, and he said, do that as soon as you can. So I was overwhelmed leading up to the birth and all that, and I'm bad at researching, man. I bought these books and didn't fucking read them, to be honest. And so just that one little piece of advice that somebody gave me right before the birth stuck with me. And so I said, open that shit up, get him out. You know what I mean? I want to hold him. And I didn't say it like that because I'm like, okay, why aren't you opening it up? It's like in the movies, they're supposed to say, here's your son. She didn't even say hello. She didn't even say hello. She didn't even say, I'm Dr. such and such. Hello, this is your son. He weighs this much, et cetera, et cetera. The mom was fine, nothing. Literally, she wheeled him up to me, and that was it. So I said, okay, can you take him out? She said, no, we have to take him upstairs. And I was like, no, I'm gonna hold him first. I was like, I know you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, but like, I'm gonna hold him. She said, no. You know what I mean? She straight up told me no. She said no. She said I couldn't touch my son. After I'll get to it later, but they fucking lied about why I couldn't be in the room. They fucking lied to us. And so I opened that shit up, man. I'm looking at him like it can't be much, you know, it's a glass door basically. So I open that bitch up, fucking take my shirt off, take him out, put him on my chest like this, man. I got a photo of it. And my mom wraps, you know, like helps me wrap the shirt around him. Immediately stops crying. Immediately. And immediately his feet, you know, his like temperature gets normal, man. This poor guy was fucking cold and they got him out here saying I can't hold him and shit, man. Oh, those fuckers, dude. Those fuckers. So she left, the doctor. She didn't even tell me she was a doctor. You never know, like I said, who's a doctor and who's a nurse, because sometimes the doctors wear the little nurse scrubs. So then she comes back with the hospital administrator. The hospital administrator, vice administrator or something, says, you know, sir, you can't, you know, there's procedures and blah blah blah. You're welcome to, you know, leave. You can sign papers discharging yourself, and you can leave if you don't want to sign or, you know, follow our procedures. And I'm like, I was like, I basically told him to fuck off, man. But what are you gonna do with a baby? You're not gonna like cause a scene with a baby in your arms, dude. So it was a rough moment. And so they both leave, and they come back with a cop. They come back with a cop, dude. That's how dirty these fuckers are, man. And that little bitch ass, skinny ass cop sitting there on his phone. He didn't want nothing to do with it, man. The cops here suck. He comes, he's got a pistol and everything, and he's not even looking at him. He's looking at his phone. But what am I gonna do, man? I'm gonna fight a cop. I'm gonna hand the baby to my mom and fight a cop? No. So I gave him put him back in the incubator, man. I was so fucking pissed, dude. So pissed. But what are you gonna do? So they took him upstairs, and they said I could like talk to him, man. And it's crazy, dude. When they're born, they need to be with their mom and dad, man. That's nature. Unless there's some complication like that, that's bullshit. They I don't know why the fuck they do that. They went up and put him in his room, and they're like, he can hear you, you know. And so I'm like, they said you can talk to him from the door of the room or whatever. I'm like, what's the point of that shit, man? Unless there's something messed up with his vital signs or whatever, like, why the fuck can't I hold him or leave him with his mom? His mom obviously is under anesthesia because they just cut her open and stuff, but like, why do you leave him in his little room, man? And this poor guy, to show you how panicked he was. A baby's not meant to be away from their parents when they're born, man. Like the whole that moment and the rest of the 24 hours, just like sleeping. But I swear to God, when they put him in this little incubator room with a couple other babies and they let me talk to him from the doorway, yo, his eyes were wide open because I'm talking to him and he has no contact in the world. He's searching for contact in the world. And so, fuck, man. That place, fuck that place. I'll give you another story in another video of our final straw with that hospital. Until next time, this is Dad Talk. You guys be good dads, man. Get some time in with your boys, with your girls. I don't care how old they are. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks.